Let's move now to a big story out of the state capitol today. People familiar with the state budget and the negotiations there are telling WRAL that the new budget could include some money that is specifically earmarked for a baseball stadium project, Major League Baseball. If this idea goes from talks to reality, it could be a big deal. We have been talking about the possibility of MLB in the Triangle for years, and if this is approved, here is how it might work. There could be money directly from the budget set aside for a stadium, or they could use what they call the Economic Development Project Reserve. This is about $700 million in this right now, and it's only to be used for big economic development projects, and a stadium would probably fit that bill. Or, again, the state could authorize an increase in your local taxes, or hotel taxes, or food and beverage taxes. Any of those or all of those could go up. Using taxpayer money to pay for a new professional sports team is just kind of the way it works nowadays. Senate Leader Phil Berger said that himself today, that you don't get a Major League Baseball team without public funding.
I don't think you get a Major League Baseball team or a professional football team at this point without there being some cooperation on the part of local and/or state governments.
And some people are ready to pay. Some people are excited about this notion. But let's not put the bullpen cart before the reliever, okay? Because we're not the only state making moves or the only city having this conversation. It is a competition, and there's only one way to see who's in the lead. Let's go in depth. Can Raleigh really get a baseball team, or is it just pie in the sky? Because there's a lot that goes into it, and there are a lot of other cities that are interested. Here are just a few of them: Nashville, Salt Lake City, Portland, Oregon, Charlotte, Austin, San Antonio, Montreal, Orlando, Sacramento, Mexico City. But look, showing interest and being a real contender are two different things. So let's see how Raleigh stacks up against the competition. There are 5 important categories a league like the MLB will consider. And in the spirit of baseball, let's make some scorecards for these cities using those categories. And here they are. First, number 1, an owner or ownership group, people who would put up the money to buy the team. Second, a stadium plan, not just a drawing, but a well thought out blueprint. Number 3, corporate support, big companies with deep pockets, the kind that would be down for sponsorships and luxury boxes and that sort of thing. Number 4, a media market with growth, a big population that's only getting bigger. And number 5, political and public support. We're going to start with number 1, an owner. See, Raleigh is in a good position here. Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon has proven to be successful at navigating the world of billionaire sports owners. He has done wonders with the Canes, and he purchased the Portland Trail Blazers earlier this year. We've also got Mark Lassery. His fund owns the North Carolina Courage, and earlier this month, he said he wants in on an MLB team. We have not 1, but 2 billionaires as potential owners. That's something that cities like Portland and even Charlotte just do not have. Number 2, the stadium. Raleigh doesn't really have much of a plan on this one yet. I don't think we have a concept of a plan. We do have this multi-billion-dollar entertainment district planned for the area around Lenovo Center and Carter Finley Stadium, but it's not really much compared to other cities like Portland's Diamond Project. They have the land for the ballpark, and just look at some of these renderings they've come up with. Also, Salt Lake City. They have these fancy renderings and a site picked out. Their Power District plan calls to revive an old corporate headquarters with development far beyond just a stadium. Next, we look at corporate support. Now, this might be the most overlooked factor. Yes, the MLB wants to sell tickets to fans, but more than that, they want to sell luxury suites, club seats, naming rights, sponsorship deals. Raleigh definitely has the money. We got the wealth. We have the tech, the healthcare, universities, foreign headquarters, startups, high-income residents, but other cities just do it better. You know, put it this way, the Triangle, we have 3 Fortune 500 companies. Nashville, they have 5. Charlotte has 8. On to number 4, media market. Now, that doesn't mean city size. It means market size. And in this category, Raleigh actually punches way out of our weight class because it doesn't count just Raleigh alone. It counts Durham, Cary, Fayetteville, Apex, Chapel Hill, Rocky Mount, Garner, Pinehurst, etc. And when you add all of that up, We have a bigger market than much bigger cities like San Antonio or Austin or Nashville. All of these cities are way bigger than us, but our market is bigger than theirs. This gives us some power. Power that is growing faster than most areas around the country. High-income workers, young families, tech jobs, universities, transplants, all the things the MLB wants. The MLB isn't just making a plan for today. They want to know what the region will look like in 50 years. Salt Lake, Austin, and Charlotte, they're all growing too, but cities like Portland don't really compare the same way. Last one, public support. That means money, land, politics. Do the people actually want a team? Do they want to spend public money on one? At this point, we really don't know this yet for Raleigh. But as we reported, it sounds like state lawmakers are making some moves just in case. Salt Lake leads the way in this category. A local political poll found that 7 in 10 Utahns would welcome a big league team. Meantime, Nashville and Charlotte, they have some concerns. You know, Nashville just had a massive debate over funding for the new Titan Stadium, and Charlotte just committed billions of dollars to Bank of America Stadium. All right, time to rank. Time for the scorecards. Here is Raleigh's. We'll start with owner. We score a 9. Dundon gives Raleigh credibility. Stadium plan, a 7. The Lenovo site could work, but there's no formal plan there. Corporate support, 6. We have the wealth, but other cities have more, namely our neighbors in Charlotte. Media market and growth, 9. We are big, wealthy, and booming. And political support, 6. Clearly, there is momentum, but no real pitch just yet to the people. That means that Raleigh gets 37 out of 50 and puts us in 3rd place. Salt Lake City, number 1. Nashville, number 2. Raleigh, 3. Charlotte, 4. And Austin, San Antonio at 5. This is my list, my breakdown. There's a few hot takes on there, namely Portland not even cracking the top 5. But there are a lot of other lists out there, too. Sports Illustrated made one, and Raleigh's not even on it. Bookies.com leads toward the Haggerty scale. They have Raleigh number 3 and Nashville number 1. Fox Sports took the coward's way out. They made just a list and not a ranking. They didn't even mention Raleigh. ESPN, they made a list too, and we did make theirs. All that said, we don't even know if the MLB will even consider expansion. I know the commissioner did say he wants to pick 2 cities before 2029, but it's just one part of a larger conversation. The league's collective bargaining agreement expires in December. They have a lot to talk about before they can talk about expansion, and so do we. Do you want a Major League Baseball team in town? Do you think we should spend millions in public dollars for this? What does any of this mean for our local minor league teams? Let me know. Send me an email, 7 p.m. at WRAL.com. What else should we consider when it comes to bringing a Major League Baseball team to Raleigh? We're going to be talking about this for a while. We want your help steering the conversation. Tell us what's on your mind, and we'll go in depth.